This is the Trews Comments Edition, which you are going to enjoy. Let's look at these comments now.
What the fuck?
The first one is from Stephen Emerson. He says, I've had a few arguments recently with people over gypsies or travellers. Why does everybody hate them? I've not met many, but I'm sure they are normal, nice human beings just like me and you. Is hating gypsies as a whole and not wanting them to live near you sort of like racism? Russell, can you get the Trews team on it? We're on it right now. What it is, Stephen, I think, is gypsies live outside of the normal, don't they? They're outside of the mainstream, and I think that people have, we're tribal animals, and we have a natural tendency to be suspicious of otherness because I suppose in ancient times, what you understand typically ain't going to kill you, although that's statistically the opposite is true. You'll most likely be killed by someone you know, but you feel safe when you're around things you know. So I suppose it's like tribes that are itinerant, wandering tribes like gypsies, they're all, you sort of see them but you don't kind of know them, so there's all sorts of folklore and myths. Oh, gypsies steal your children, oh, gypsies drink blood, but essentially, yeah, it is racism. Typically the old gypsies are first to get maligned by a right-wing dictatorship. I don't know if you remember a certain A. Hitler. Now, A. Hitler, he started on the gypsies and then he moved on to other groups, the gays, the Jews, the mentally ill, the drug addicts. So, yeah, hating gypsies, or anyone really, it's just daft, isn't it? I like it. I'm fascinated when I see a traveller's park. I think, oh, I'd like to go in there, but I don't, because my prejudice is that I'd get drawn into a bare-knuckle boxing match in which I would not fare well. Becca McDougall. I went on the protest in London yesterday. It was incredible. It was a huge peaceful demonstration that showed the discontent, anger of thousands and thousands of people in England over this issue. I don't know what you're talking about yet. It's sickening to not see any proper coverage yesterday by the mainstream media. I think you're talking about Palestine. I went on the march because I am not okay with Israel enforcing segregation, restricting people's movement, discrimination, destroying homes, forcibly displacing people, killing innocent people, poisoning the minds of your children by teaching them to hate a state, a questionable one at that, cannot be allowed to abuse international human rights to this extent and get away with it. Surely, even if it is in the name of retaliation, we must condemn both sides for the use of violence. Moreover, we must condemn Western governments for being complicit, aiding in Israel financially billions per year, most of which goes towards the military and via national media that brainwashes everyone. Good point, Becca. Well done for going on the march. René Laplume. Russell, no desire to offend you, but was actually curious why you dressed like a teenage girl. Always wondered that. Is this like a teenage girl now? These are a bit like a teenage girl's clothes, aren't they? They would wear that. I don't know why. I didn't mean to. Anyway, we're not meant to have strict gender roles, are we? I hate it when I was started to dress as a Marine once. It was awful. Marine clothes. But thank you, René Laplume. Adam Clark. Hello, brother. Love your work. Related to you big time, etc., etc. Recently heard an interview here in Australia. Hello, Australians. With a conservative philosopher, of all things, Roger Scruton. And I think he made some valid points, especially with regards to being conservative and whether or not. Don't think that tongue thing was lizard. I just got a bit of porridge, like, on the corner of my mouth. Don't think, oh, I see him do... Like, don't do it in slow motion. Like, look, Russell Brand, oh, his eyes flickered. Oh, he's a lizard. I'm not Illuminati and I'm not lizard. Arthur Marchism. Russell, you're interested in veganism? 8, 10, 10. This book saved my life. I'd recommend it if you want to start. You don't even have to cook with being raw vegan. That's even not... What, you found a thing that's harder than vegan, have you? Vegan is for pussies. Raw vegan. Stop trying to make it harder and harder and harder. Anyway, we are meant to be vegan. Vegans, well done. You're right. Well done, well done. Shri Guaralot. Hello, Mr. Brand. I hope you're doing well. I like your words of wisdom. I always have. But some of your intellectual words and rhetoric would not be fully understood by many of your followers and the public in general simply because they do not have the mental capacity or education to understand some of the words you use. If you simplify it down just a little, then you might be able to get some of your valid points across a little better. Peace. I don't know, that's how I talk. I think people understand just fine, because I'm wandering around about where I live and everything, and it's a broad cross-section of what you would, like, not people that define themselves by education or fancy tattoos of Christian or whatever. People lean out of vans, right, Russ! They seem quite happy. So I think people are alright with it. Anyway, people, like, the words is only a small percentage of it. It's the frequency that I'm beaming through my Illuminati techniques that are the important thing. Mem Smith. Is Russell Brand Nigella Lawson's love child? No, I'd clamber right back in if I was. Fagel O'Sullivan. Whatever happened to your old catchphrase? Hare Krishna. And is this related to Krishnamurti? That weren't a catchphrase. Hare Krishna, you maniac. Hare Krishna, that's like the Krishna consciousness movement. That's their sort of, that's their sort of prayer salutation to God. That is Hare Krishna. It's like Hail Krishna, one with Krishna. And whatever happened to it, it's still going. I'll start saying it more if you want. Hare Krishna, how do you do? How do you do? Hare Krishna. And what it is it's like Krishna, that guy. And is it related to Krishnamurti, the philosopher? Possibly, because I reckon it's to do with that deity, Krishna. So I reckon whenever you hear Krishna, it's probably a reference to the deity Krishna. Lord of the universe, seen and unseen. Only 70% or 70% of the universe is unseen, unidentifiable, unknown, dark matter. We've got no idea what it is. No one knows anything. On the quantum level, the rules of the universe just slip away into nothingness. Everything that we assume to be real is highly, highly conditional, highly, highly subjective. Krishna, master of all things, to remind us that we know very little. Hare Krishna, my catchphrase. Man of Knowledge 1000. If global warming is real, then what caused the end of the last ice age? Were the cavemen burning too much fossil fuel? No! It's a ridiculous theory which has been scientifically proven wrong. The Earth's climate is going to go through changes regardless of what us humans do. That is true. It will go through climate changes regardless of what us humans do, but it will also be affected by things that we do. Stop believing things that are just convenient for being able to drive around in a Sierra. Hold on a minute. If that's true, I won't be able to drive around in my Sierra. Perhaps it's not true. No, it definitely is. But the Sierra. Alright, it's not true. Yoo-hoo, back in my Sierra. Hamish Priest. Russell, would it not be better to encourage people to vote and at the same time spoil their ballot papers? No, because I just think, fuck off. Make me go down a ballot station. Don't you have to draw a little curtain? I've seen people doing it on the telly. They look like right idiots. Whee! I've spoiled it! Would it not be better to spoil the ballot papers? And then in brackets, Brewster's Millions. She's using that like it's a reference. Like Brewster's I believe it was Brewster in the film Brewster's Millions who spoiled the ballot papers. They could even make a new box. Put your name beside it and put their X there. I always understood it as not voting was the same as voting for the winner. Well, you can apply whatever you want to stuff that's outside, I say the people that are not voting because they're disenchanted, not apathetic, but they've had enough. This spoiling the thing. I also don't like the word spoiling. It sounds too much like soiling. It sounds like people are going to go in there with the ballot paper, rub it around the rim with their Botticello. They go, there, that's what I think of your government, Mr. Cameron. Explosive Freak 666. Russell, keep your hands off my wife, you bastard. I will. Corey 11,000 goes, don't you think it would be good to see a deal where Julian Assange agreed to stop all his rebellious activities in exchange for freedom? The poor guy's been in that embassy for years. It would be good to see that deal go, Julian, don't do any rebellious activities and you can come out of the embassy. Alright, I won't. He should be allowed out of the embassy. I don't even agree with the concept of embassies. Just, this is Ecuador. It isn't. It's Arabs. Dan Drum. I'm confused about your agenda by the statements, tattoos, on your body. Along one arm you have 7 chakra stars, then on another you have 33, which is the highest rung the public should ever be aware of. Are they the same belief or are they contradictory? I am confused. Skip this comment, for it's up to me to find the answer. Enjoy the show. Sorry for the diarrhea of the keyboard. Dan Drum. Yeah, look, don't try and find a system in these tattoos, because the only thing that was happening is I just got into having tattoos. I was plucking ideas out of the sky. 33, always liked that number. Chakras, I was doing a lot of yoga, I still do a lot of yoga. And don't they look beautiful? The chakras, they represent energy centres in the body, which can be sort of anatomically identified. There are little energy centres up and down the body. But one at the bottom, that's survival, dirty little devil. Pooh-wee. One next up, sexy. Next one, will. Ooh, come on. Next one, heart. That's all your compassion and stuff. Next one, throat, communication. Next one, that guy. And then this one, where the consciousness of the individual blends with the consciousness of the universe. And these lovely drawings demonstrate that, if you ask me. So that's nice. Then that, West Ham. So, don't try and look for a system. There's no system. Ali Cat Meow. Russell, I feel like I've known you forever. Since discovering your brilliance a few months ago, I haven't been able to get you off my mind and my friends are sick of me bragging about you. But, oh my god, I'm so obsessed and need to meet you. What will it take to be BFFs in real life? Your #1 creeper, Ali. Just, I don't know, I live around Shoreditch. Start hanging around here, you'll bump into me. we'll talk. Then perhaps we might have things in common, you know, and we'll talk about our shared dreams and hopes, and perhaps a friendship will blossom from that, but I don't know, maybe it won't, maybe our relationship's best like this. I don't know, Ali. Well, that was the Trews Comments edition. I hope you enjoyed it. Do join us later on this week when I'll be doing the Trews with Matt Morgan, the writer of Channel 4 show The Mimic.
Nose is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Trews is like the news. If the news was true, I want some Trews. Let's have some Trews.